I am Emma John, and this is a Guardian membership event brought to you by The Guardian and our Ashes sponsor, Kia. We've done these shows a few times, but since the last time we did one, quite a lot has happened, so we need a little recap. In recent news, England have won the Ashes. So that's one thing. Second thing, Australia have lost the Ashes. And third point was, England thrashed Australia 3-1 in the Ashes. So that's brought us nicely up to date. We are really happy to be hosting you today at the Kia Oval, where obviously later this week the final Ashes test is going to be played. Australia obviously have nothing left to play for but pride, which is one of the most beautiful sentences the English language has ever put together.
My favourite moment of the Ashes has to be Stuart Broad taking 8 for 15 at Trent Bridge. I mean, to make Australia bat and bowl in the same day and the manner in which he did it, I think all English fans will be happy forever on that.
I know that, there's always this thing about keeping the ball in the driest people's hands. And I think in your book you mentioned Trescothick was the person, you really wanted to have the ball in that situation. Who had the sweatiest hands in the England team? Who did you not want that ball to go anywhere near?
The worst I saw was Mark Butcher. He didn't really have sweaty hands, he just didn't think about it. The ball went to him and he shined the wrong side. So the ball came back to me and I had two shiny sides and I was like, Butch, what are you doing? I don't know, mate. I just thought I'd give it a bit of love.
My favourite moment of the 2015 Ashes series is seeing Australia being out on the first day at Trent Bridge before lunch.
I'd like to see 6-week boat trips to all Ashes series reintroduced. I think that's what real cricket's all about.
Yeah, but would you take the wives and girlfriends? That's the controversial point.
Yeah, I mean, clearly it was. This is basically what won England the Ashes, the fact that David Warner was out there batting, thinking, right, I've got to try and get my team back into this game. What I've mostly got to do is not play that stupid shot off my hip where I tried to defy physics. I've really got to concentrate on watching the ball. I wonder if Candace has got enough baby wipes to last a day. Oh no, I'm out. So clearly, those are the thought processes. It was clearly a massive boost for England.
Yeah, I have to say, I feel very sorry for Candace. I think, putting an Ashes defeat on her shoulders is pretty mean.
It's a bit harsh. Also, in the women's test, Alyssa Healy's boyfriend Mitchell Stark was there and she played a crucial innings. So maybe the Australian team just needs more boyfriends and less girlfriends.
Yeah. The word hubris came out, which,
Can I just
rarely...
make a point? I'm born down the road from me and I was like, what the hell does that mean? I had to go and Google it and then I finally understood. I was like, oh, okay, I'm with you. Does everyone know what that word means? Or maybe I just know. If you didn't know, okay.
Good.
Yeah, good. You didn't know. It's like self-assured and a bit overconfident. It's kind of arrogant-y.
It's the fatal flaw in a Greek tragedy. It's what the protagonist of a Greek tragedy. It's their fatal flaw because they're overconfident and they act in a situation that's.
Matt, have you ever known any overconfident England cricketers?
Whoa! Just let that one through.
My favourite player of the Ashes. I'll go for Ben Stokes, who's maybe not had, for a lot of the series, a massive impact, but he got a really good 80 at Lords, and obviously a match-ending 6 in the fourth test. But I just love the kind of spirit of his cricket.
The state we were in going to 10 Downing Street was just wrong. Freddie was on the kids' swings. Harmy's on the climbing frame, which normally 6-year-olds go on, you know what I mean? He's 6'4".
I was going to say, surely Harmy's head popped above the climbing frame.
It was just, a disgraceful scene.
So David was sleeping on the sofa bed in our sitting room. And I remember the first day of the test match, walking through to this room at 8:30 in the morning, see a sleepy-eyed Gower saying, I'm getting a bit behind time, breakfast and I've got to go. On the first day of the test match, yes.
Oh my God, that's an amazing story.
Yeah.
What do you take from cricket? What is it that you take from cricket that is then applicable to cycling?
Well, firstly, it's going very well. Thank you very much. Yeah, One Pro Cycling, we started last September, and we've just announced that we're going to make the big step up to pro continental level cycling, which is, for people that follow football, it's a bit like jumping from the conference to the championship. As far as what do you take from cricket, I know they don't quite match up, do they? Sort of think cricket into cycling, but I think the thing that stood out for me is cycling will be seen by a lot of people that don't know it as an individual sport. You see those guys there, they've got their arms in the air at the end, but the amount of work that's taken from 6 other riders to get those guys to that position to be able to get over the line and win a race is colossal. And for those people that know cycling, domestiques is the name for it, and these guys basically sit at the front of the peloton and get hit by the wind all day, because basically it's 40% more efficient to sit behind someone. You get sort of drafted through the wind, so it's that guy on the front that's getting punished, and basically they have to sit there and help their teammate across the line. And the reason I tell you this is, you get to the last sort of 200 metres of the race, and that bloke who's been riding on the front all day disappears, and he comes about 150th. These two go bombing past, and they get all the glory. So I can tell you firsthand, a wicketkeeper for 6 hours a day, let me tell you.
He's been doing that.
Pulls the guys through, helps them out, gives them energy, drummer of the band, the heartbeat. And at the end of the day, he gets FIFA, gets all the plaudits, and you go back up to the dressing room and not even a pat on the back. So that was my first thing. I thought, you know what, I relate to that.
Yeah, you relate to it.
See what's going on
It's
there.
the fate of all drummers.
Well, this is, yeah, apparently.
My favourite moment was the catch by Stokes at Edgbaston. Third test, pressure environment, we were just taking some wickets, and then there was Stokes diving out of nowhere to catch that catch. Fantastic. And the reaction by the England players was just out of this world.
Andy,
Yeah.
who was the top batsman the day you were born?
October 1974.
Yeah.
Chapel.
Nope.
Oh, do I get another guess?
You can have a- you can
Is this
have
going
another
to drag
guess.
on all evening?
Well, I just feel like you're going to be a little bit disappointed.
Right, if I don't get this right.
No.
Right.
With,
With who it is?
we've got Bradman, Gavaskar,
Right. Dennis Amos?
Glenn Turner,
Glenn Turner.
New Zealand's finest
I've got a
batsman.
tattoo of him on my back.
As soon as I finished playing, I think I needed to fill the void, so I went for golf. Realised I was absolutely shocking. It's taken me about 2 years to get down to 22, and even then it's still a bit, it's not good. So then I thought I needed something else. So I've made a bucket list. It's got 84 things on it, and I've got through a quarter in a year. So so all these crazy things are involved on them, and then I just take Instagrams and videos and YouTube.
You've got through a quarter of your bucket list,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I think you need to slow down. Because I think the point is that you die after you finish the bucket list, so maybe
Good
just...
point, actually. I'll think about that.
Standout player for me would be Stuart Broad, because I believe he's stood up to plate when England needed him at his absolute most. When Jimmy Anderson hasn't been there, he's been at the front bowling balls which have just tormented all the Australians, not just individuals as it has been in the past. So, yeah, Stuart Broad.
Because you probably, of all of us, would most appreciate the turnaround that there's been. I mean, Simon mentioned it before. Do you have any sense that you can share of what it was that has turned this around from a team that lost 5-0 in Australia?
I've always been a big believer that winning is a habit, and unfortunately so too is losing. And if you get that losing habit, it can kind of spiral out of control a little bit. But once you start winning again, it really can build and gathers momentum. And they took that from the one days into the Test series, and then through into this Ashes. And I think one of the biggest turning points for me was that first Test at Cardiff. It was so important that England got that first punch in, and winning that Test match gave that dressing room so much confidence that actually, you know what we're doing here is good and it's right, and this is going to help us and aid us win and win the Ashes. So it gave them something to hold on to and then run with.
That was the MCG when Australia beat us 5-0. So getting revenge like this has been absolutely fantastic.
Overall, the series has been fantastic. Two entertaining sides who want to play cricket the right way, and we've all benefited from it.